Here we are, guys. Welcome everyone to game number 1. Snapy playing Mongols. Dragonstar playing Mongols as well. And this is double Savannah. So what does it mean? Double Savannah is a very rich in hunting map. And Mongols certainly will be the civilization to take advantage of this kind of map the most. Of course, it's kind of similar to Savannah Valley as well, in a sense. And you can see that Snapy is already started strong, collecting 2 elephants with assistance from the TCs, and Dragonstar on the other hand, he's going after the elephant only now up in the North TC. So he's getting a little bit of idle TC time, but that's also the case for Snapy though. So despite the fact that the red player had a little bit of a better, smoother start over here, we have a comparable amount of idle TC time for both players. As a matter of fact, Snapy is surpassing Dragonstar right now, so it's a little bit of a struggle for him, and it's bound to be the case. Dragonstar, being the incredible player we all know him to be, is not really going to be challenged too much by Snapy, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think is about 1700, and this might show the difference in the player levels, and that was so close. He doesn't doubt getting the elephant over here and saving the villager, but that was a very, very close call. Let's take a look if he's taking a lot of heat on the right hand side as well. You can see the villager over here, and then on the left. Yeah, this villager is basically one hit. You know, if Dragonstar roams around with his scouts in the fuel age, before he even gets to the castle age, he might actually be able to get some good damage down, maybe get a villager down. Or 2. There are more than 1 weak villagers from Snapy. Does meat elephant taste like chicken? I'm not really sure. I have the feeling that it might be a little bit chewy, but I do not know. I do not know. Thankfully, I have never had elephant meat. Let's see, Dragonstar's going after another one. There is just so much here. Just around each player's TCs, like there are so many elephants. And then you'll see plenty of extra hunting around the map too. So we have additional elephants a little bit further away from their TCs. Everywhere, right? And that's not the only thing. We have zebras around the map as well. So there's plenty of extra food to get by, and especially playing Mongols over here. The players do have a very high potential for how many resources they can gather. And it's always going to be, of course, depending on how risk prone they are and how confident they are in their ability to defend villagers away from the TCs, because after you run out of the immediately available elephants and potentially rhinos, you're gonna have to venture out into the open in one way or another. Even if your resources are technically on the back like the zebras over here, they are still far away enough from the TC that it'll be pretty difficult to defend villagers. If you sent any weak villagers over here, for instance, on Snappy's doing a good job of not sending 2 weak vills here. If you compare to some of the other villagers he's got available, like these are 2 weak, right? So it's not a good job. Dragonstar is the first player to click up to the fuel age, and this might indicate an earlier castle age time for him as well. Just check that they are not traffic zebras. These are not... No. Another elephant. Over there for Mr. Snapy is gonna get another one over here. We'll see if he's paying attention. He is. He seems to be anyway. Well done. Beautiful. So far, no one has lost a single villager to lurables. And Dragonstar, interestingly enough though, is not gonna go up to the castle age. His resources are not strong enough, are not good enough, and he's gone up on 27 workers. Instead, he's gonna start going for scouts. We have seen this before. Oh god, and we see the massacre already begin! Snappy's losing 1 villager over here. We'll still have 2 scouts from Dragonstar, and if he plays his cards right, he might be able to get more picks very soon. Now, Snapy is bringing the scout over, but because Dragonstar is in the fuel age, his scouts are significantly stronger. He's going to take this engagement without too many issues anyway. They're stronger, they are faster, and they will take care of Snappy's units. So Snappy's gonna just disengage over here. Well, Dragonstar does end up losing a little bit of HP on these scouts, so he cannot just go over there and swoop the villagers right away. If they fight together, the villagers should be able to hold on against these scouts instead. Yeah, Dragonstar is sending additional scouts into the mix. He's sending a spearman as well from the north. He's housed. And he's got a more idle TC tank compared to Snapy, who's gotten to the fuel age on a higher worker count. But that might not be the case for much longer. He does end up losing one villager already. Here we go. Yeah. The spearman from Dragonstar is not really going to do too much, but that's not what he wants to use for damage. He wants to go with the scouts. Roam around and try to find some exposed villagers. Might be able to find some over here. He's going after the weak one? No, he's going after the healthy one, but now he's going after the weak one and he gets another kill. 3 villagers down from Snapy so far. Still 1 villager ahead compared to Dragonstar, mind you. Let's see how the TC time for the TL player has been a little bit higher. There is still a few weak villagers around. This one for sure. Oh god, and Snappy actually brought the weak villagers over the left hand side. I'm not really sure if he actually brought these or if they got weak when luring the elephants after being sent there with higher HP. That might be the case. Well, good thing for Snappy that Dragonstar is not realizing about this. This is most likely going to still be pretty even. The quick walls, well, these aren't really quick. He was sending just a villager pretty slowly over there. It's not coming up. But now Dragonstar should be able to get some villagers down over here. 1 down. Not quite. He can't even block the villager. Oh, he does get it. He got one. And up in the north, Dragonstar was able to get the quick walls up on time to prevent the scouts from Snappy from getting to the gold miners. Well done. A tower up though from Dragonstar forward. Beautiful. He ends up pushing Snappy away from gold. I don't think that's going to be the only gold that Snappy's got available. Yeah, like on the right hand side, he's already going to start collecting some of the gold over here. It's amazing to see how many things the players can't pay attention to at once. We see the farms come out for Dragonstar. We see the villagers taking care of the lions over there, although they do end up going down to Snappy scouts. The quick walls that Dragonstar was able to get earlier. But Snappy does end up getting a bunch of villagers, and take a look at that! Snappy's going out to the castle age faster than Dragonstar with a higher worker count. Just gotta make sure he does not waste the scouts over here, because he will need his defenses until he gets to the castle age, because he's currently outnumbered. Once he gets up and he gets a light cavalry upgrade, that's when things get really interesting, because with 30% extra HP, Mongol light cavalry will be an incredible strong unit. An incredibly strong unit, and we can see the scouts already as they are getting a good amount of damage done against Dragonstar's villagers over here. This is a very tempting area for Snappy. He will try to get villagers down, and he will end up getting villagers down. You can see that Dragonstar ended up losing 8 villagers. The problem with this is that Snappy runs out of defenses, so now Dragonstar can go forward and he can start roaming around, and there is not too much for Snappy to defend himself. He could lose a few of the weak villagers on the right hand side. We could see some of the weak villagers on the left hand side potentially go down as well, and that's why I say it's very important for Snappy to keep his units alive and be able to defend himself until he gets to the castle age, until he can go for light cavalry. Unfortunately, the temptation of getting a few villages down was, you know, too strong and couldn't resist it. Hey, TUS! Hi, hi. And that's one villager going down for Snapy. We'll see if Dragonstar can make any more happen over here. Anything else? Not quite. Snapy does get to the castle age. And we see husbandry on the way. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Dragon sense is tingling. And he finds the villagers! But Snappy's got the quick ones coming up! Not fast enough! And here come the scouts from Dragonstar. This might not be like cavalry, but he's on his way to the castle age. And these villagers will take a lot of hit anyway. I don't think Dragonstar will be able to get them all. Right? Well, he shouldn't be able to. Oh god, he's going to get them all. The villagers were just too far away from the DCs, which goes once again to what we were talking about at the very beginning of the game. After you run out of your immediately available resources around your TC, it's going to come down to how confident you are in your ability to defend your villagers when going out into the open, because these things can happen. And now Dragonstar, to be fair, that only allowed him to catch up in worker count to Snappy. But it's not too bad. You gotta keep in mind that because of the idle TC time Dragonstar's gotten over here, just being able to keep up with worker count again, you know, with Snappy is really good, because Snappy has spent a lot of extra resources going for extra villagers, which he ultimately ended up losing. So Dragonstar keeps up over here while spending fewer resources, let's say. And for gather economy time, Dragonstar has actually gotten the better end of the deal over here, with 8 hours of gather economy time versus a little bit less than 7.5 hours for Snappy. So, despite the fact that Dragonstar is going up a little bit later, the game has gone his favor so far. Especially because of the very, very good raid he got going just a minute ago on the left-hand side. Very soon he'll have what he needs to get a castle up. He's got a 30C on the way. He's gotta be careful of the camels here, be wary. Yeah, the extra TC is coming in quite handy. Camels are not quite as strong and they cannot take the villagers down quite as easily. Now that we have the pikeman upgrade over here for Dragonstar, Snappy cannot do too much with camels anymore. He does not get another villager, but it's unlikely he'll be able to sustain this kind of pressure now that we have the pikes over there from Dragonstar. This is good though. Those villagers were completely exposed from Dragonstar. Snappy was able to find them. While he goes for the 30C himself, he realized about the 30C coming out from Dragonstar and he started going for the 30C himself. He could have gone for the extra TCs earlier because he was up faster to the castle age. That would certainly have left him on a lead in villager count at this point. Already an even stronger lead compared to his current one. But it's not too bad anyway. Does now gain a few villagers from Dragonstar here and there. Up in the north, on the right hand side, and then on the left hand side as well. And now he extends his lead into 13 extra villagers. The fact that Snappy is able to do this well against Dragonstar is just nothing short of amazing. You gotta keep in mind there's about 700 elo difference between these guys. Or so, I think. I think Snappy's about 1700 if I'm not mistaken. You know what? I'm just going to take a look at the 2 insights. Let's see. Murder and mayhem everywhere? Yes, sir. 50C out for Dragonstar. And Snappy is going pretty heavily into full pressure over here forward. Alright, so I found Snappy. And he is about 1700. His all-time high for 1v1s is 1807. While Dragonstar, on the other hand, he's 50th right now on the leaderboard. And he's got a current rating of 41, and an all-time high of 2474. So there is indeed about 600 EL difference, as a matter of fact. Which is just amazing. Doesn't look 1300. Did I say 1300? I meant to say 1700. I might have misspelled over there or misspoken. Current rating for Snapy for 1v1 is 1789, so 1789, an all-time high of 1807. So there's a 600 ELO difference between these guys, and it's incredible. He doesn't look 1700 either. I will agree with that though. Absolutely. Just take a look at the amount of kills he's gotten against Dragonstar so far. In Dragonstar, he's got enough resources finally to go for a castle, so this should prevent Snapy from getting any damage done in the castle age anymore. So Dragonstar's made the switch into full economy over here. So far, he's managed to surpass Snapy in villager count, and I do like the pressure that the red player was putting, but unfortunately he wasn't able to find enough damage here. But he's gone for chained Bard armor. Yeah, you know, Dragonstar's just getting away with this economy play. I know TC time is very comparable for both players, which is kind of commendable right now for Dragonstar, given the extra TCs he's got now. It's going a little bit higher for the teal player, but he is on his way to the Imperial Age. This seems like the correct play from Dragonstar, because when you take a look at Mongols as a civilization, they are pretty strong early on because of the extra food. You're able to go up to the Fuel Age faster, put pressure, go for more scouts, right, compared to other civilizations. But because we have Mongols over here for both players, it's going to be the same. After we are past the Fuel Age, the early stages of the game, Mongols are going to taper off a little bit, and then the civilization is going to get extremely strong once again in the later stages of the game. So if Dragonstar is able to get in better shape and go up to the Imperial Age earlier, potentially with extra villagers, which he's getting away with right now, right? That's going to put him in a pretty good spot because, well, just because of the nature of Mongols being an incredibly strong civilization in the later stages of the game, we're going to get extremely strong units with the Mangodai. You're going to have very, very good and ZP siege. And then in addition to that, we also have trebuchets, conscription, all the goodies you expect from the Imperial Age, the upgrades, bracer, you know, for cavalry, potentially plate Bard and armor as well. We took a look at the forward castle from Snapy. It was quite the ballsy one. He got it up. Unfortunately, it's not going to stay up for very long though. With two castles on the right hand side, Dragonstar should be able to go for trebuchets and take him down right away. Yeah, I just set the camera over here, but I didn't talk about it because I realized Dragonstar was going to take it down right away. Which is very unfortunate because Snapy, you know, there's not a trivial amount of stone that he spent to get the castle up. And you gotta hand it to him. Snapy has been putting the aggression in this game for the most part, and this was just a natural progression after having gone for all the step lancers and light cavalry and they didn't work out. He kind of needed to double down on aggression because if he tried to make a switch into economy after Dragonstar had done so himself, Snapy was going to be playing catch up. So yeah, he bails from here. He cannot really do too much. Snapy's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age, yes. Dragonstar already has the first trebuchet out. He doesn't have a second one on the way. He does not have the wood. Third castle on the way for Dragonstar. That'll boost his Mangodai production potential by 50% compared to the two he had on the right hand side. Frustrated outside the sideline, in my humble opinion. It is. It is. Because Snapy removed all the villagers from his forward, he'll most likely just end up losing the castle as he does not have a means to repair it. It's not Age of Empires 4 with emergency repairs. No, that castle's going down. Alright. Conscription's on the way. Dragonstar is starting to get his Mangolite production going, and Snapy is only starting to get it rolling himself as well. He's got one Mangolite coming out, the first Mangolite coming out from the back castle, and unfortunately with only one castle to work with, Snappy's production is just not really going to hold a candle against Dragonstar, who's got 3 castles and can pretty easily outproduce the red player. This is something that I always mention. For the most part, or at the very least, from what I have noticed, usually the latest stages of the game is where lower level players usually start crumbling a little bit. Like, you get 1300 players who can execute basic build orders pretty well, for the most part. And they have pretty solid, you know, Dark Ages, Fuel Ages. If they are not contested in the Fuel Age, they can go for, they can have a pretty solid Fuel Age. But then they can start crumbling apart in the Castle Age onwards as decision making and lack of experiences it starts to hit, right? It's very hard to practice just the Castle Age onwards, while you have Fuel Age and Dark Ages every game. And for higher level players, usually the higher level a player is, the better they are going to be in later stages of the game. So Snapy might start struggling a little bit more right now in terms of decision making, production potential, eco balancing, all these things that become so important in the later stages of the game. And you can see that Snappy's got close to 2,000 wood, for instance, and Dragonstar's economy is a lot more balanced. Yes, he's got a lot of stone, but this is much more useful for Dragonstar because he can go for extra castles and increase his production potential as well. And given the fact that he's dependent on Mangolite over here quite a bit as well, he's got good Mangolite production. Extra castles will be a lot more handy. A lot handier for Dragonstar than all the extra wood is for Snapy currently. I guess the question is, where will Dragonstar go for the castles though? He's got enough to go for 2. Snapy on the other hand, he's got Hussar coming in, Blast Furnace. And he's going forward with light cavalry trying to get the raids going. He managed to get some villager picks on the back of Dragonstar's base on the right hand side. We'll see if he can do it on the left hand side though. Man, this would be an incredible upset if Snapy actually managed to pull this off. 10 seconds and we're gonna have Hussar. And by the way, my bad, I said play Bard and Armor earlier. That is not the case. Mongols do not get that because of the extra HP that they have instead. They max out that Chain Bard and Armor. But we do have Blast Furnace coming up, which does make these Hussars still stronger anyway. Second castle on the way for Snapy on the right hand side. Yeah, and still trying to find an opening, and Dragonstar keeps track of these Hussar really well. He's noble among us. The other day I tried with some friends to game Evil, and that was a bust. It seemed like a basically Among Us, medieval Among Us. Wow, Orlu, thanks so much for the raid. Welcome everyone, we are casting game number 1 between Snapy and Dragonstar in this best of 3 series. For Double Cup 3's round of 32, whoever wins over here is going to move on to the round of 16. The single elimination round of 16 anyway. This tournament brought to you by, well, Coyote, Daisy Chain, and Eliar. Does have 2 rounds of 16. The round of 16 from the single elimination stage, which comes immediately after this one, starting today onwards for the rest of the week. And the double elimination round of 16, which includes 8 invited players and the 8 players to make it past the single elimination round of 16. So that's gonna be pretty good as well. In any case, winning this set is going to give these guys a chance of making it into the second stage of the tournament, where the invited players are going to begin playing as well. And we are going to completely unlock the entire map pool for the tournament, as right now we have 10 different maps per round for the players to pick from. 80 plus villagers are not enough, really tough games, but had a lot of fun. Yeah. Dragonstar's gonna Hazard himself as well. He's gonna get the counter rates. Deiko KD, yeah. It's been really good. It's been really good, but it's been a little bit more cost effective for Dragonstar. We talked about the reasons why earlier in the game. He's, weirdly enough, been getting the better ends of the deals, even though he's lost the most villagers and he's lost the most units. Even though he's gone down to 108 villagers over here. It's not been too bad for him. And you take a look at gather economy time, and once again we see 1 extra hour of gather economy time for Dragonstar. This has been the case for quite a lot. Regardless, really darn strong game, Snapy. That was impressive to see you do so well. Even if we are in just game number 1, of course, we still could potentially get a full series. We'll see. We were talking about your elo earlier as well, and you certainly do not look like a 1700, giving Dragonstar a run for his money over here. Jersey coming forward from Dragonstar, targeting the castle already. He's got another castle on the way. Nice dive in. Block on side for Snapy. He will end up losing most of the Hazard over there. Fortunately, we do not have any villagers to repair this, so... Oh! He keeps it up, though! Trebuchet crumbles. Johnson should be able to go for more. He's got 1 Trebuchet remaining. He's going to unpack it here. And no villagers coming forward to repair the castle means that it's going to crumble regardless, eventually. This one going down is going to leave Snapy on 4 castles, although he is going for an additional one, so that's going to be 5 castles for him still. And Dragonstar currently has got 6 castles, but he does have almost enough stone to go for a 7th castle, so potentially the production potential for Dragonstar could go up to 40% higher compared to Snapy in terms of the potential for Manglite production, that is. Another castle on the left-hand side though from Snapy. In the big engagement taking place underneath the TC over here, Dragonstar's got Manglite with all the upgrades here. You name it, you got it. Bracer, chemistry, path and tactics. He's got it all. These will thus prove extremely tough to deal with. As you can see, even the Hazard getting a little bit of a surround going against the Manglite will just crumble, of course. Yeah, no problem, Snapy. Have a good one. The rest of the cast for the remaining games will be available as a VOD afterwards. Not as a stream VOD, but as an individual VOD, just for the series. Probably available a few hours after the stream is over. Beautiful, nice picks. Go. Another castle crumbling on the right hand side from Snapy very soon. At this point in time, this is what we were talking about earlier, with the latest stages of the game being a little bit of a struggle for the lower elo players for the most part, and as Snapy calls it GG, we see that for the most part, the last 5 minutes or so, there was not really too much pressure coming up anymore from Snapy on the right hand side, right? Like all the blinking dots around the minimap, or 90% of them were on the left hand side towards the south. So Dragonstar does end up taking game number 1. There we go. And Snapy struggles big time over here. We'll see what we get for game number 2. However, we're going to play a quick commercial for non-subs that supports my stream. You can use an ad blocker if you want though. And meanwhile, we'll just go back and wait for game number 2. These games were meant to take place at 19 GMT today. At the very least, that's what Wikipedia said. But when I came here to cast the games, I didn't see them take place live. I noticed that they already had been played like 2 hours ago. So they actually took place at 17 GMT, and I was like, dang it. So we are casting record the games right now. But yeah, we have 3 sets to get through, alright? This is the first one. There we are, and welcome you guys once again. We'll switch Snapy over to the red color. And game number 2 has Snapy playing with Gurjaras while Dragonstar is playing with Hans. Give me a second, I'm just going to control my T. Yes sir, there we go. It's ready for me to start having some tea, which I always love. Green tea for today as well. It's pretty good. I have gone down from 48 drops of stevia to 6. So that is a that is 1/8 of what I used to have. What I started with like 2-3 months ago. I don't even remember. So it's great, and I'm very close to having my tea completely unsweetened. I think probably if all goes well today and tomorrow, I'm probably going to start having it with 4 drops, perhaps. Or maybe we can just reduce it by 1. So 5 drops, then 4. Although at this point, I'm not really sure. I guess I could probably just try. I guess if it goes well today, maybe tomorrow, I'll just try to have it completely unsweetened the next day, because I cannot imagine 6 drops doing too much, honestly. I think it's equivalent to a single teaspoon of sugar. So yeah, I perhaps do not need that much. I do not need any at all. Perhaps, we'll see. Anyway, love it. So Gurjaras, is Snapy garrisoning the herdables already? He's got 8 on the right hand side. We have 8 on the left hand side. 7 actually. He ended up taking 1 by the looks of it. Oh no, never mind. He does have more coming in. So it's going to be 8 over here. And it's going to be 8 over here, right? Yeah. Okay, well done. He's collecting just from berry bushes. Well done. He's doing pretty well. Beautiful, the wall's on the way already for Snapy. Dragonstar's not going for walls whatsoever. Mongols is a civilization that can be extremely strong over here as well, but of course both players already made use of it. So if I had to pick between Gurjaras and Hans, I guess I probably like Gurjaras a little bit better in terms of economy on a map like this, but it's the safer bet in any case, because Dragonstar is going to have villagers out in the open, and I imagine Snapy's just going to rely on the garrison herdables to produce extra food. No, he is going for some hunting. Okay, it's not bad. But if he does end up getting pushed away from the center, at the very least he's going to have that additional source of food anyway. Oh, we have the fire on the right. This one I saw generate a few times. Yeah. That's good. Beautiful. Village is on the way now for Dragonstar on 47 villagers, so this one will be a fast castle this time around. What I'm really curious is, though, what will Dragonstar go for? And I imagine it's gotta be cavalry archers. It's fighting against Gujaras. We're going to have camels, so going for 9-line units. Maybe a little bit too risky for Dragonstar, and I guess it's just going to be cavalry archers, but then, you know, Snappy is potentially gonna be able to also react against that. We'll see. Then I just love the effect of the fire over here. It's so nice, the particles and everything. BLH is here ready for Dragonstar. Here we go. Well done. The camel goes down from Snappy, and Dragonstar still remains on both scouts over here. He'll be the first player to get to the castle age. Well, Snappy's going for a blacksmith over here. He's rushing it with a bunch of villagers. He's got only one building. Where's the second building, actually? I don't really get why he would rush it so much if he does not have the second building yet. Or the resource to go for the second building. Okay, so he's going for this table now. Yeah, there we are. So castle age is on the way for Snappy. Dragonstar's going up significantly sooner, though. There is already 1 minute and 26 seconds of a head start for Dragonstar against Snappy, which means we could potentially see some cavalry archers come out very soon.
Namaste. Agya. Haan.
Beijing, hoşçakal sans. Himo. Agna.
Castle age is here for Dragonstar. And heavy plow bowsaw. 30C, no archer ranges at all. 40C on the way, he's going for it again! The same play he made last game. Okay. Interesting.
Hoşçakal sans.
I didn't know about this. Snappy, on the other hand, he's getting to the castle age, and what is the plan for the red player? Let's bring the villagers back. Bloodlin's about to finish researching for Snappy as well, so we'll see what he goes for. Yeah, he brought the villagers back home and there was nothing there. Just finished researching husbandry as well. Yeah, I'm not really sure what the plan is for Snappy. Dragonstar, it's quite clear on the other hand that he'll just go for full economy again. Snappy's got chain barred armor coming in. Okay. Pikeman upgrades coming up for Dragonstar now as well. Yeah, it seems like Snapy is not really going for much of anything. Okay, Shrivansha Rider's on the way. Now he's got, I think he's got 2 stables total. Let me check. Yeah, he's got 2 stables total. Count the camels, getting a villager down.
Бэлэн. Тийм үү.
Alright, heavy pile. Snappy's also going for some economy now with a 30C on the way. And where are the Shrivansha Riders though? Like, I don't see them at all. Okay, he's got some on the left hand side, he's got 3 over here, and then the rest are coming over from the right hand side. And Dragonstar, he's not gone for walls at all even, he's just relying on TCs and he's getting away with it. No stone collection, no castles coming up anytime soon. Dragonstar is just completely ignoring Snapy this game and playing Tycoon mode. Age of Empires 2. And Snappy is just not going forward fast enough, unfortunately. Putting enough pressure up, unfortunately. It's just going to allow Dragonstar to get away with it by the looks of it. I very much think so. There we go. Beautiful defense from Dragonstar. He's got the 1 monk. A few pikemen over there. Still enough for him to push Snappy away.
Болгосноо.
Snappy, I don't think you can see this. Oh god, Dragonstar, what a legend. He manually repathed the monk over here to stay away from the line of sight. Well done.
Beating bad. Захар.
Шаар сонс.
Here we are.
Тийм үү.
Dragonstar will be in the Imperial Age very soon, while Snappy's getting close to enough resources to click up himself, but Dragonstar so far has gotten a massive lead. 130 villagers, he's got a bunch more queued up. He ended up losing a few over here, yes. Around the Ibex and the Zebra, the Shrivansha Riders from Snappy do end up getting some damage done, but yeah, once again, it's not anywhere near enough. You take a look at this and they have only gotten 2 eco units so far, these units from here. Now Snap is on his way to the Imperial Age, but Dragonstar's gonna be there very soon. He's going for chain mail armor though, for the Halberdier. And now he's making a play for cavalry units. He's got knights on the way. Love it. Well, Snappy does have camels though. He was going for Crossman and Balkinar. I think he ended up canceling both. Actually, it wasn't Balkinar. I think it might have been Thumbring. I saw 2 archer upgrades come up, but he ended up canceling both. He's having a change of heart.
Бэлэн. Тийм үү.
Амар миндүү.
Village is here for Dragonstar. There you go.
Шаар сонс.
In the north, we see Dragonstar coming with the knights, with the pikemen. Pushing Snapy away from the TC. I think Snapy might have been able to get the TC out, but he would have lost a lot of villagers. Actually, I'm not really sure anymore. That was a lot of villagers, but that's also extra knights coming in. Anyway, Dragonstar's military flaw over here is extremely strong. He's got 6 knights queued up from 4 different stables, while Snapy has got 4 stables queuing up about 7 camels currently. But then there's also Halberdier for Dragonstar over here, so as long as he keeps the knights and the Halberdier mixed in, and notice that we have Cavalier now coming up. So as long as he keeps the Cavalier and the Halberdier mixed in, it's going to be extremely difficult for Snapy to actually take an engagement over here, because the camels will certainly do well against the Cavalier, but they are not going to do well against the Halberdier. Well, camels alone against Cavalier actually won't. He needs some upgrades. But the point remains, the Halberdier are just going to shred the camel to pieces. Hey V! How are you? I'm doing pretty well. I'm doing pretty well? What is that? Yeah, I'm doing alright. For the most part. I can't believe tomorrow is going to be a month already since I attempted to purchase the audio interface from Amazon, and I still have not managed to resolve the issue. So after the stream, I'm going to have a talk to customer service again. I was promised that I was going to get an email a few days ago, and I haven't gotten anything, so I need to talk to them again. This is just so frustrating. It's been a great source of stress. Nah, still haven't got it sorted. I really do not know what to do anymore, because I have sent all the information that they asked for. My account is still on hold. It says that there is missing information. And yeah, I don't know what else do they want, and I don't know how to provide it to them, because there is no way for me to upload anything else anymore. Yeah, and every time that I talk to customer service, they're like, yeah, we're gonna send you an email. And then it never arrives. But yeah, this game, the writing's been on the wall. Dragonstar does end up taking game number 2 as now.